What is going on, guys? Hope you guys are doing well. Got some Thompson Annihilator gameplay for you today. So I'm going to roll up here by B, trying to hold off the new players from pushing up through this doorway. What a better weapon to be using at this range right here than the Annihilator, as it's just about that range where you feel the recoil really begin to affect the gun. But I thought what a better map to play on than Forte Vo, as that is a very friendly close quarters map. But I do think I will have to eventually get over to playing some River Psalm, enjoying that trench warfare with this weapon, as historically speaking this weapon was designed for the trenches. So what a better map to do that on than River Psalm. But I am on Forte Vo today, trying again to hold off the enemy players from pushing up here by B. Gonna have a couple of them gonna flank to my left right here. Gonna take out one, and one of the guys is gonna completely almost miss all of his shots. Almost able to take on with my gasser, but he's gonna finish me off. I'll tell you what, doing the mission assignments for the Annihilator and unlocking it was a bit of a grind for me. For some reason, getting those secondary weapon kills took much longer than I thought it was going to take. Again, you had to get 100 kills with your primary weapon as assault class, and then you have to get 25 kills with your secondary weapon, and the gasser definitely let me down, and it took a lot longer than I had expected, which was definitely pretty interesting, as again I thought this was going to be a pretty easy mission requirements to unlock. But gonna flank around over here, gonna pick off some more enemy players. Not quite sure yet if I think this is the automatical killer. Again, I am leaning on that side, but not quite sure yet. I feel like I do need a little bit more gameplay time to really consider if this is the automatical killer, but I am leaning there. Feel free to let me know what you guys think down in the comments below, though, if you think this is the automatical killer or not. From just pulling up some of the stats, just for the automatical trench, of course, the famous weapon that has that solid hip fire to it. The Annihilator does match the hip fire. It does beat out in the damage by a little bit, but trades that off with a little bit less accuracy and control. Of course, the Automatico has that rate of fire up at 900, and the Annihilator is only at 830. And then the Automatico has a little bit more ammunition with those 5 extra shots, and then 25 more bullets in its magazine. So you know, interesting kind of trade-offs here, but from what I've experienced so far, it seems like this weapon with that little bit of extra damage is going to actually edge out the Automatico. But we'll see with more gameplay time. Of course, we've only had like, you know, 2 days worth of playing, and I don't even know how much of gameplay time I've gotten to experience this weapon. So I'm gonna have to get used to it, especially when you play a lot of SMG08 or Hell Regal gameplay. Having that extra magazine size, definitely have to kind of pretty much change up a lot of your gameplay, because there's just a lot of pacing that goes on where you can't just, you know, run out there guns blazing and think you're gonna take out, you know, a bunch of players with a lot of, you know, ammo capacity, and instead you have a trade-off of having that you know, hip fire stability that you got going on here, but you have that low magazine that causes you to, you know, have to continuously reload. And I mean, I guess a lot of Vilprosa gameplay kind of allows me to kind of get used to it, but I don't know, I gotta really shift my mind and get really used to that. So yeah, it's gonna be a little bit of time for me to get used to it. So until I get to that point, then I'll be able to kind of really come at it and be like, is this really the automatical killer? But like I said, I feel like it is leaning down that direction. That little bit of damage I have been noticing, especially when I was trying to unlock it using the SMG08. I was experiencing players who already had unlocked the Annihilator, and they were doing damage on me. It was pretty intense, actually. I was pretty surprised. Wasn't sure what was going on, but yeah, definitely even taking out the SMG08, that of course did have that buff with the rate of fire during the Apocalypse DLC. So I haven't really had a chance to try the Hell Regal against it, and I'd imagine that's not going to do too well at close range. Of course, the Hell Regal has a little bit more stability. You can aim down sights a bit better than using the Thompson Annihilator. I'm going to have some situations where I am going to try to push that range a little bit, and I'm going to pay the price. So again, got to get used to all that type of, there's so much different things you have to take in consideration when you get like a new weapon out. All the range and the angles from the maps, and just different positions that are going to favor the weapon. This is like basically playing a new game. This is why I always love playing you know, online multiplayer games where you have just every new game is, you know, a new game essentially, and then especially when you add on to new weapons, this really keeps the gameplay fresh. So definitely props to DICE for bringing this out again. Very interesting to know that they brought it out early in this month. Again, we don't really technically have a May update. I wouldn't consider this a May update because they would have said it's the May update instead they called it the weapon crate update. So do find that interesting, but the fact that it is earlier on in the month, I would imagine that we should be watching out for a trailer showing up here rather soon. I know I've been saying that a lot lately if you're watching my videos, but I do want to make mention, I do find that kind of interesting, as they probably want to get that out, as probably going to want to focus on something else to come out for the month of May. So definitely be on the lookout for that. But gonna have a somewhat good start at the beginning of this game, but gameplay is gonna fall off the cliff, unfortunately, about midway through the game. So yeah, that definitely wasn't too fun. But yeah, I gotta again get used to using Annihilator, just more gameplay time with it. No matter what though, this will definitely make it in my arsenal of weapons for the assault class. It's definitely gonna be, I can already tell, arguably one of the best weapons for the assault class. That's already pretty noticeable. You know, will it be the best? I don't know. I do think the other weapons do have their perks, especially with this weapon here having, you know, just that ammo capacity. It's not too strong, and reloading it takes a little bit more time than I probably would like it to take, but it's not all too bad. So I'm gonna get away with a little bit too much right there, and then there's gonna be a few players are going to show up. I'm going to kind of bait them, hoping a medic class will show up there, throw out some dynamite. I'm going to bait them a little bit more. Wait a little bit more, waiting for it. Here they come. I do it so much when I'm doing with the dynamite, especially when you kill an enemy player. You just know this is probably a medic class or someone around. I have a guy push out over there. I'm going to swap to my gasser, and man, this guy's going to pierce me with the bayonet charge right there. Of course, the gasser letting me down, which has been the reputation that weapon has had for me the past couple of days. But that's what I was talking about right there, trying to push the range out there a little bit, getting again used to if I can hit those ranges or not. But especially going up against a light machine gun, that's just not going to work. So yeah, I'm definitely going to have to really take in consideration what I'm doing with a support class or a medic class. I'm not going to win those battles from those ranges, at least from what I've been experiencing. Though I will say that the recoil of it, I don't know, I don't really see it to be that bad. But I mean, that might be because I'm playing a lot of SMG08 lately. But yeah, the recoil for me, I don't know. It's not too bad, but it's not getting those kills from those long range. So, you know, I guess you would say it's, you know, it has some pretty strong recoil if I can't get those kills. But for the most part, I don't know. I don't think it's too bad, as I'm going to post up here and put some AT rocket shots on some new players at a very good angle right there. Yeah, I don't know. The recoil hasn't been affecting me too much, where I feel like the gun's going completely out of control. But it is, again, not getting those kills, so it's kind of weird to say that, you know, because you would think if it's not affecting me, I should be getting those kills. But yeah. So now one thing I am considering is, because of that issue where you can't really shoot players from far range, it is forcing me to again use my, you know, infamous strat of throwing smoke down and going in guns blazing. But because the ammo capacity is so low on this weapon, it is very difficult shooting someone in the smoke, and so you just run out of ammo really quick. And then it just causes you to have to reload, and it's pretty much a grind from there. And I do that a lot, and especially using weapons like the SMG08 with the ammo capacity allowed me to miss shots. But you know, over time, if I just kept shooting and kind of pacing my shots, because you would find your gun overheating at times. But if you could control that overheating the SMG08, you would just end up having more bullets than the other guy, and he'd end up running out of ammo, having to reload, and that was enough for you to, you know, get yourself together and take out the enemy player in the smoke. But for the Thompson, that is definitely not the case. He definitely, yeah, it definitely again has me playing definitely a new way, I guess you could say, because yeah, using the smoke will get me, you know, out of the line of sight of maybe a sniper or, you know, medic class who's trying to pick me off on a larger map. If I'm trying to, you know, push through somewhere, you know, there is other good ways to use smoke, other than you trying to, you know, kill an enemy player right next to him, you know, going in guns blazing, using the smoke as cover. But I do like getting those kills, so yeah, I'm not sure I want to be able to do it as much with the Annihilator, so there's a little bit of a con with that. But like I said, by playing it lately and seeing enemy players use it, it is a very solid weapon, and it is going to make it in the arsenal of a very solid weapon for the assault class. So definitely fun to again experience this on the battlefield, even though it's coming at the you know, latter end of BF1. We still have some pretty solid gameplay time to play with BF1 till Battlefield 2018 comes out. So I figured this is, you know, just enough to get us over that hump when we're having that downtime over the summer here. So I'm gonna get picked off from a medic class over to the side of me. Like I had said earlier, my gameplay did kind of fall off a cliff here, so that was a bit unfortunate, as the enemy team is going to start making a push onto us, and I'm going to try to find some place to spawn into the game. So I'm definitely kind of hyped to play this on River Somme. I haven't got a chance to play it on River Somme yet. I definitely think this will be pretty cool to play in the trenches, just for the kind of historical feel on it, and just because it is a beast, and especially lining people up down the trenches. I've had a couple instances already where people were already lined up in a row, not on River Somme but on other maps, and it just melts the enemy player. So I want to experience that on a map like River Somme in the trenches and seeing what it can do from there. So it's like kind of the mini Villa Perosa, it feels like for me. So yeah, if I get you know, just kind of used to that pacing again, I'm expecting to have some pretty solid games with this weapon, as I'm gonna melt that player right there and try to get ourselves together here, because we are falling behind and at a pretty good start, but a couple of deaths there definitely made us fall back here, as I'm gonna get some ammo. Want to make sure I do have smoke, because even though I'm on a smaller map, again, the range to shoot with this weapon isn't the best, and yeah, I definitely don't want to get caught out in the open for anything, even with the scout class on Fort Devo. Definitely don't want to experience that. So gonna try to flank around here, and a couple players are gonna push up, and actually gonna, I think, put some shots on me when I'm pushing just around the corner here. I'm gonna finish off one player, but yeah, it's at those shots right there. I wasn't able to finish that shot and get the enemy player, and that's a little bit I have to get used to. It's like how much of the bullets can I do to take out one player, from what range do I need to be at where it's going to do some solid damage, because what I'm kind of getting right now is that max like 2 players. I think I've gotten, maybe at one time I was able to take out like 3 players, maybe when they're all lined up in a row, but it seems like how I'm shooting and the pacing that I'm doing in that, it's like 2 players at best. And you know, it's a solid weapon. Like, you're gonna win those battles. I think the only thing that's gonna beat you is going to be the shotguns are gonna consistently, I think, are gonna beat you. If someone gets a one shot onto you, pretty solid with some shotguns. But you know, for the most part, you should be winning those battles one-on-one. So yeah, definitely a solid weapon in that sense. But if you got a load of enemy players around you and you're trying to take out the whole squad, it's gonna be a pretty interesting weapon trying to do that with. So yeah, we'll see what happens here, as I'm again falling behind, trying to get our teammates back into the game somewhat, as I'm gonna end up, I think, dying here in a second. I think it's gonna be like a grenade that's gonna show up. Yeah, it's gonna get me right here. Gonna get my teammate though. He's gonna be able to res me, and I'm gonna try to stop their flank from behind us, where they're trying to kind of sandwich us in. Don't want to get us caught in the back here by our home quarter spawn. So I'm gonna take out one player. Wanted to try to post up here with the AT rocket. Couldn't get it on the ledge. Almost got taken out by that support class or whatever. But I'm gonna end up killing myself with the dynamite. So at least I took him out too. But yeah, here's gonna be an instance where I'm gonna take out 2 players with the Annihilator. So this has happened quite frequently for me. So that is pretty interesting, as you know, it's kind of a nice thing, even though you don't have all that, you know, magazine size. If you can line them up and maybe, you know, find instances where they're funneling through a doorway or through a trench, you know, that's would ideally be what this weapon was designed for. So, you know, at least DICE has kind of, you know, of course, made it somewhat historically accurate to what it, you know, was intended to be, you know, with the history of this weapon. So Yeah, maybe a map like River Song we'll be able to see this weapon really shine. So, but yeah, going to try to flank around. Was just again struggling to get really anything going from here on. This guy's gonna have like a 10 ping, and my ping was like up at 80, so he was going to definitely melt me. Thompson versus Thompson there. Definitely was going to win that battle, and I'm going to take out the support class, which is nice. I am winning rounds against support classes, so that is pretty nice experience. Sometimes that seems like support classes can be my Achilles heel when it comes to any classes I deal with, but I think what is kind of the like I said earlier, going to be kind of the Achilles heel for this weapon is shotguns. Of course, are still going to win that battle. Of course, you know, it's that rate of fire with shotguns and the ranges that they have. It's, you know, going to, you know, somewhat try to keep it balanced out. The Automatico, we'll see. Still kind of up in the air about it. But after that, you know, I think this one is going to, it's going to hold its own. You know, one-on-one at least. You know, if you're gonna have to take out a whole squad, that might be different. Hellrigos, SMG08s might be a little bit more solid of a choice. It will be interesting to check out a little bit more of the Rivioles, see what the one with the optics on it, how that one plays out. So that will definitely be pretty cool. But definitely one-on-one, definitely a very solid weapon, and yeah, definitely fun, and definitely happy again that DICE brought this to the battlefield. Because yeah, definitely we're gonna need a little bit more weapons here to keep us busy till Battlefield 2018 makes it out. So I'm gonna try to post up here by E, but it's gonna get melted again. Can't do much about anything right now. At least I'm losing to the Annihilator. Seems like again, like I had said, this was the weapon that was pretty much doing a lot of damage on me lately. So that's why it's making me you know, I'm pretty sure that we got a pretty solid weapon on our hands right here. So I'm gonna again just keep dying here, as letting people farm kills off of me. And yeah, that was basically a quick view on the Thompson Annihilator for you guys, just to give you a little bit of a feel of where I'm coming from with this new weapon. And again, feel free to let me know your guys' thoughts down in the comments below. How you guys feel about this weapon? Do you, again, think this is the Automatico killer? Do you think it's just the killer of all weapons for everything in Battlefield, or for the assault class? Again, let me know your guys' comments down below. And I'll definitely be down there in the comments to check them out. But I'm going to let the rest of the gameplay run through for you guys here today, as the game is about to end for us, and we're going to fall a little bit behind and lose this round. But again, I always appreciate you guys being here. I'm Livin', and I'll catch you guys again later. Peace.
Ich hab die Ladung scharf gemacht.